Hey YouTube guys and gals, I wanted to do a video for you today with something a little different. I think you'll enjoy this. Stick around. Glad you stuck around. What we're going to do today is experiment with something. I have watched videos from some of my favorite YouTube people. They go to the range and they shoot their firearm. And no magazine, nothing in the chamber. And it goes kind of like this. They put the target out there at 5 yards or 7 yards. They hold the gun. They line up the sights. They get a good sight picture. They put it on the target. Get the proper stance. Get the finger on the trigger correctly. Take the correct trigger squeeze and fire the gun. Then they reacquire the target and fire it again. And when they get done, they bring the target in and there's a nice 2-inch, 3-inch grouping. And that's great. That's good practice for marksmanship. And it's great that you can do that. And I can do that too. I can go to the range and I can go through those motions and take my time and create a pretty good group. But I was wondering what would happen in a self-defense situation where you recognize a threat at 5 yards coming toward you. You're simply not going to have time to breathe correctly, assume your proper stance, get your sights on your target, get the right target solution, the right trigger squeeze. By that time you're going to be dead, or you're going to be on your back with your back of your head caved in from the concrete. It's not realistic. So I wanted to find out what I could do at the range if I were trying to simulate a situation like that. I can't simulate the stress that would be involved in a self-defense situation, but I can pick up the weapon, point it, and shoot. And that's what I want to do. I don't want to look at the sights. I don't want to try to acquire a sight picture. I just want to pull the gun up, point it at the target, and shoot 3 times. And see if I even hit the paper. So, let's give it a shot. Let's go out and get in the Mustang and we'll go to the range. Okay, we're going to fire 3 shots at center body mass at 5 yards. I'm going to look at the target. I'm not going to look at the sights. I'm just going to point and see what happens, which would be similar to what might happen in a self-defense situation. So let's just see how it comes out. We're shooting the Walther PPK with 380 federal ammunition. First shot will be single action. All 3 shots will be double action or single action. Here we go. I'm going to mark those as the first shots, and we're going to do 3 more at 5 yards again. Again, not using the sights. And we will do double action on the first shot and then single on the next two. Here we go. The last three, we're going to shoot them the same way, double action, single action, 5 yards, no sights. That's a good right there, man. As you can see, all 3 of those went to the left. 1, 2, 3. Okay, I was going to do this at the range, but it was just too noisy, so I thought I would bring these home and mark them so you could see them a little better and let you see how we did. First of all, we shot 12 rounds. Fortunately, all 12 rounds are actually in the blue area of the target, so I was pleasantly surprised by that. So let's take a look. The first group is that one right there and the 2 down here at the bottom. So that was the first 3. That was fired with double action on the first shot and then single action on the next 2. The next group are these right here, which is a little bit better. Those are pretty much center mass. I'm happy with that, considering that there were no sights involved and it was just a point and shoot scenario. So I'm pleased and a little bit surprised, actually. The second target, we've got the first 3 are right down here in the stomach or intestine area. And those were, I think those were all 3 single action, but I'm not positive. And then the second grouping is over here on the assailant's right hand side, so we don't have any heart or damage in that grouping, but probably lung, I guess, and maybe just chest cavity. So I think those 6 shots would have probably been sufficient to slow down the attack. So anyway, that's what we did, and as I said, I'm a little bit surprised and actually kind of pleased with how that came out. So don't go anywhere because I've got some additional information I want to tell you, so stick around just a little bit longer. So, here's some final thoughts. What did we learn? What did I learn today? Well, I learned that faced with a situation where I didn't have time to acquire a sight picture, all I had was a target, or a situation where there wasn't sufficient light to acquire a sight picture, where I couldn't see my sights, that the PPK is pretty capable of just being pointed and shot and hitting the target. Now it was only 5 yards, so 15 feet. If it had been a longer distance, it might not have come out as well, but if it had been a shorter distance, it would have probably come out equally well or maybe better. So I gained some confidence in my carry pistol and in myself, that I would be able to hit the target even without the sights by just pointing and shooting. So you might give this experiment a try, see how it comes out for you. Might help build your confidence and save you some money from buying night sights if that's what's on your agenda. So anyway, that's it for now. Until I speak with you again, and even after that, you stay safe.